So if you thought that beautiful houses were only found in Pretoria, Joburg, and Cape Town, Durban only, you'd be mistaken. It turns out the rural places, more specifically, the rural places of Limpopo, have some pretty beautiful houses of themselves as well. But one thing that I must mention about these houses that, as you've noticed, most of them are not yet complete, and the ones that are complete don't have paint on the outside. Most of them also don't have pave, but it's just like the house. And that's because one interesting thing that I would like to mention about these houses is that these houses are not bought. You see how, let's say you were looking for a home or a house in Pretoria, you'd have to go and find a house that was already built. Usually, most of the time, it doesn't have to be like that, but most of the time you find a house that was already built, and then you'd buy that house when it's finished with everything like that. People here are kind of different, People here build their houses from scratch. What they actually do buy is the land, like the plot of land, and then you have to pay to build the house. So usually these houses can take years to finish, right? And people can be living in the house while it's being built because, they have nowhere else to go. But the one thing that I love about this process is that once the house is finally complete, it looks beautiful. And one thing about these houses in the rural areas is that the land is cheap. See, if I were to buy like 2,000 square meters for square somethings of land here in Pretoria where I live, that would cost 2 million rand. In Limpopo, I can buy 2,000 square meters of land, and that will only cost me around 5,000. If you get a pretty good deal, that would only cost you around 5,000. For me, that seems like a steal. So once these houses are complete, they are going to look magnificent. Because you know why? Most of these houses are huge. Let me tell you that.